I'm going to give you some tips, some really good tips on how to handle people effectively. We're going to do it right now. What is up, my winning friend? Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to reach your potential, crush your goals, and be more effective in all the different roles that you have, start right now by hitting the round subscribe icon and tap the bell notifications. That way you don't miss anything. And real quick, before we get started, if you have any tips on how to handle people effectively, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. The very first tip in handling people effectively is to not criticize, complain, or condemn. 99 times out of 100, people do not criticize themselves for anything, no matter how wrong it may be. Criticism is dangerous because it puts the person on the defensive and usually makes him strive to justify himself. It also hurts the person's sense of pride, wounds his sense of importance, and arouses resentment. An animal rewarded for good behavior will learn more rapidly and retain more of what it learns more effectively than an animal punished for bad behavior. Studies have shown that the same applies for humans. By criticizing, we do not make lasting changes and often incur resentment. As much as we thirst for approval, we dread condemnation. You gotta realize that criticisms are like homing pigeons. They always return home. With that being said, the person that we're about to correct or condemn will probably just justify themselves and condemn us in return. When dealing with people, we must realize that we are not dealing with creatures of logic, we are dealing with creatures of emotion, motivated by pride and vanity. Benjamin Franklin said, "I will speak ill of no man and all the good that I know of everybody." Any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do, but it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. A great man shows his greatness by how he treats the little man. Instead of condemning people, try to understand them. Try to figure out why they do what they do. That's a lot more profitable and intriguing than criticism, and it breeds sympathy, tolerance, and kindness. To know all is to forgive all. As Dr. Johnson said, God himself does not propose to judge man until the end of his days. Why should I? The second tip in handling people effectively is to give honest and sincere appreciation. There is only one way to get anybody to do anything, and that is by getting the other person to want to do it. Of course, you could get somebody to give you their wallet by sticking a gun in their ribs, or you can get your employees to cooperate until you turn your back by threatening to fire them, but these methods have sharply undesirable repercussions. The only way I can get you to do anything is by giving you what you want. And what is it exactly that you want? Dr. John Dewey, one of America's most profound philosophers, said that the deepest urge in human nature is the desire to be important. William James said the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. He didn't say the wish, longing, or desire to be appreciated. He said the craving to be appreciated. Right here is a gnawing and unfaltering human hunger, and the person who honestly satisfies this heart hunger will hold people in the palm of his hand. The desire for a feeling of importance is one of the chief distinguishing differences between mankind and the animals. If our ancestors hadn't had this flaming urge for a feeling of importance, civilization would have been impossible. Without it, we would be just like animals. This desire makes you want to wear the latest styles, drive the latest cars, and talk about your brilliant children. Some authorities declare that people even go insane in order to find a feeling of importance that has been denied them in the harsh world of reality. If some people are so hungry for a feeling of importance that they actually go insane in order to get it, imagine what you and I can do by giving honest and sincere appreciation on this side of insanity. Now remember, this has to be honest, sincere, genuine appreciation. Flattery will do you more harm than good. Flattery is counterfeit, and like counterfeit money, it will eventually get you in trouble when you pass it to someone else. The difference between appreciation and flattery is very simple. One is sincere and one is insincere. One comes from the heart, the other from the mouth. One is unselfish, the other is selfish. One is universally admired, the other one is universally condemned. Don't be afraid of the enemies that attack you, be afraid of the friends who flatter you. And our last tip for handling people effectively is to arouse in the other person an eager one. You may or may not have noticed that when you're conversating with other people that you are not interested in what they are interested in or what they want, You are only interested in what you want. And the rest of us are just like you. We only care about what we're interested in. So instead of talking about your interests or things that you've done with other people, talk about their interests. And if you don't know their interests, ask them. People love it when they get asked questions, especially about things that they're interested in. Henry Ford said that if there's one secret to success, it lies in the ability to get the other person's point of view and to see things from their angle as well as your own. Thousands upon thousands of salespeople are pounding the pavements today, tired and not making sales. Why? Because they are only thinking about what they want. Little do they realize that you and I don't care about buying anything. If we wanted to buy something, we would go to the store or we would order it from Amazon. We wouldn't be talking to that salesman. So how they could reverse that is by talking in interest of what we want, figuring out ways to solve our problems with their product or service. And by doing so, they would make a lot more sales, and both you and I and the salesperson would all win. You're a winner. Literally, if you can show us how some of your products or services can solve some of our problems, we will buy. We like to buy. We don't like to be sold, but we like to buy. The world is full of people who are grabbing and self-seeking, so the rare individual who unselfishly tries to serve others has an enormous advantage. He has very little competition. Looking at another person's point of view and arousing in them an eager one is something that should not be construed as manipulation. You should not be getting somebody to do something that only benefits you. Each party should benefit from the negotiation. Implement these tips and start handling people effectively today. And if you want more tips on improving your communication skills, check out my playlist right there. Share this video on Facebook, and if you're part of any personal development groups, you can share it with your friends there. And if you want to learn how to reach your potential, crush your goals, and be more effective in all the different roles that you have, start right now by hitting the round subscribe icon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.